An umpire and a vampire square off week after week, reviewing movies outside their own strike zone. This week's movies, the 1982 paranormal horror movie The Entity, and the 1996 sports thriller The Fan, starring Barbara Hershey, Ellen Barkin, Wesley Snipes, Ron Silver, Robert De Niro, and Alex Rocco. Now two guys who know that someday the mountain will get them, but the law never will. Tim Crutchman and Jeff Miller.
Took forever. I'm hitting season 5, inning 7. It wouldn't go up. It's not going up.
That's what she said.
I kept manipulating it.
That's what she said.
I'm touching it over and over. Oh, yeah, look what just happened.
What are you doing?
Are we on? There we are.
What are you on? That's what I should be asking.
You know, that's a legitimate question given the situation.
Cheech.
Given the situation.
Now we have blackout.
Yeah, well, that's me trying to fix something on the fly, which is always fun. Why don't you introduce the show?
Always fly.
You got nothing to do over there. Introduce the show.
So this is Dead on the Bases.
He sits over there and he doesn't introduce the show while I'm working.
Yeah, this is Dead on the Bases.
Oh,
I'm the ump. Tim's the vamp.
He remembered this week.
What we do, and why is mine? I'm foggy. Oh, there we go. What we do is we review movies that we're not particularly fond of. I don't like horror movies, so I get a horror.
This is the first I've heard of this. We've done over 60 episodes.
Is that what we're on?
Yeah, it's something like that.
You know what? We might go into rerun soon. And then Tim.
I look like rerun these days. Go on.
And Tim.
Yeah.
And Tim actually likes all movies, but sports movies are not his favorite.
Not my wheelhouse. Did you like that?
That's kind of good.
Huh.
It's okay.
I know sports stuff.
Can you name a song with wheel in it?
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
Is that how it goes? I don't know. I'm thinking of Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker.
You're the only person.
It's because it's one of my wife's favorite songs, and we just heard it the other day. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so it's in my head.
And now you can't get it out?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's what.
But anyway, so that's what we do. We keep score each week. I give the horror movie.
That's all on you, by the way.
I give the horror movie
He's
score.
like, well, we got to keep score.
Well, you do. If you're playing a scoring event, you keep score. But you know what? You came up with a great idea on how to keep score. We keep score, and then we do trivia. And then we have a new.
You know, I have to tell everybody a story about you coming here tonight, because I have one of them Ring doorbells. And when it detects somebody at the front door,
I have no idea what's going on here. I mean, I don't know what you're going to say. I can't even imagine.
It says motion at front door detected, right? Whenever somebody shows up. Except for, and I can know when it says motion at front door detected. I'm like, oh, it's the True Green guys putting the little door hanger on. Oh, it's the mail, the Amazon guys. He's throwing this box from halfway across the yard, putting it on my porch. Except for when it's Jeff, because it says emotion at front door is detected. And all this emotion, I'm like, that's got to be Jeff.
Yeah.
It's got to be Jeff.
Yeah. There's things that
now, Jeff tonight is a real trooper, because I gave him the movie The Entity, which many people consider one of the most frightening films made. And I can't wait to hear what he has to say for it, but he will have to wait until after I review
The Fan. So I gave Tim The Fan, which has Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro in it. But this,
I don't have a ceiling fan in this room.
But I had
what's that about?
I had a game plan for this movie, and that's why it's in this part of
There's a game plan.
That's why it's in the third part of the whole season.
It's in the third part of the whole season.
7, 8, 9.
When
1, 2, 3,
when you're
4, 5,
already
6.
well behind.
Nope, I'm behind by a point.
Well behind. No, it's more than a point.
Is it 4? I think it's 4.
I'll look it up. Hold on. Please stand by. I'm 52. You're 46.
I'm down by how many?
Don't do math on the air. It's 6. 6 is the number.
52.
It's 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's 6. Yeah, you have 52. I have 46.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm behind.
And if you add 6 to 4, anyway. All right. So that's tonight's show. He's got a big hole to crawl out of.
That's what she said.
You know, before the show, he says you need to be on your best behavior. Did you or did you not tell me to be on my best behavior?
I did.
He's worried now that I'm going to say something.
Please don't.
I won't.
Okay. So let's get on with the show.
Let's get going,
all
motherfucker.
Right.
Let's
Whoa,
go.
Tim.
All right.
This doesn't even work.
Did that upset you? That's because you keep putting a mouse cord in the middle of the bell.
There we go. Well, why? Okay.
Can you break more
Tim
stuff
has got
at
so
my
much
house?
I wish we could spin this thing around, show all the
No,
technology Tim has.
do not show the
But
technology.
the thing of it is that he's got that, but everything has got cords. Why is this not a wireless mouse?
Should I tell you?
Yeah.
Because he can't operate this. I'm going to give you something without a wire, then you'll just lose it.
Why don't...
This way, at least I can follow the cable to find it.
We should have a wireless mouse here. Or wait, I have another question real quick.
I bet you do.
You know, like on those movies like Iron Man and all that, Iron Man?
I've heard of Iron Man.
When he's doing that stuff on the computer, like it's invisible in front of him, is that a real thing? Can that possibly happen?
They're thinking at some point they'll have something.
Oh, so that's just
that.
BS?
Right now it is.
Really?
There's a thing called a heads-up display, which is basically like glass and it's reflecting.
Yeah.
An image from below. But
yeah.
That's bullshit. That's not a real. What?
We're gonna. You know what?
That's not a swear
word.
I think
next year.
That is a form of agriculture. You take that one back.
All right.
But
listen, maybe next year we have.
Maybe next year.
Maybe in next season we have a negative on
After
there.
today's show, you think there's going to be a next season?
We should have a negative. Every time you take a swear, you get a negative off your
score.
Yes.
No. That plays right into you. You don't get that. Let me tell you about this movie, The Fan.
The Fan.
The Fan from 1996.
Back to the 90s.
Yep, we're all the way back there where other horrible movies like White Men Can't Jump were made. So, this is the story of a baseball player.
Wow.
With a 300 average.
310.
So what?
Nope.
Who cares?
Talk to your bro. He knows the difference
300 average. What a piker. He isn't even hitting it half the time. Anyway.
You can't. It's
what? What? You can't hit a ball half the time?
You can't.
Nail a ball to the wall. I will hit it. I will hit it more than half the time.
That's what she said. Go.
All right. What do you mean go?
Go.
I just started.
Oh. Well, no, I mean go. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you need to be more specific. Kind of like when you type those chats.
Sort of like when you have a spelling error in yours, too.
Where?
Pretty volatile.
Where? Volatile.
That's spelled wrong.
Pretty volatile.
That's why it has a red line, Tim.
What did you do? Change it?
Oh, yeah, I changed it.
Anyway.
All right, anyways, Tim, go for it.
Now I'm upset. And De Niro is underlined every time. Did he spell his name wrong?
Well, no.
De Niro?
No, it's a proper noun.
Not that guy.
All right, I know.
All right, so.
Let's go.
They're playing for the San Diego Giants, all right? And De Niro loses his job. Can't believe you let me get away with that one. De Niro loses his job. He's a knife salesman. Let that set in. Is that a little bit on the nose? But yeah, he's a knife salesman for like one of those Gander Mountain type suppliers.
Yep.
And he doesn't like that the new knives are not as of high quality. And it seems like his dad owned a company at some point.
He founded the company, yeah.
Yeah. So why he's just a salesman is because he's not very bright. Okay? I'm letting that out of the bag. So in this case, this is Robert De Niro playing his personal type.
Tim, I was going to say that. You're in my head tonight.
I have been. I've been predicting stuff all night.
I know, Nostradamus. I'm sitting next to Nostradamus.
When you've been around for 812 years, De Niro loses his job. He becomes obsessed with Wesley Snipes.
Even though he's got a little pecker. Did you get... No, that was a type of knife in there.
I know.
That was pretty funny when I heard that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Was it?
It was. I didn't see it coming. Anyways.
I was still awake at that point, so I was all right.
Wow, I can just imagine what this is going to be. All right, Tim,
all
go
right.
ahead.
So anyway, he becomes obsessed with Wesley Snipes. I couldn't tell if it was a little gay for him or not. I couldn't tell. I don't think so.
I don't think he was. I think what it was is because he saw this guy growing up
I think
in the
it's
Bay Area.
purely sports.
Yeah, it's all sports.
He did remind me a lot of you.
Who, De Niro?
Yeah. Just crazy about this stuff.
Oh, my God.
Just crazy. So anyway, so De Niro says, you know what I think would be a good idea? I think I'll kill Wesley Snipes' rival on the team. Kill this son of a bee. And see, notice I didn't swear. I didn't say
you're
bitch.
right. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway.
But why does he want to kill him?
For the number 11.
Because
everybody knows 7 is the good number.
Because
Go ahead and name a famous sports guy that had the number 11. You won't be able to.
Richie Sexton.
Yeah, he's not any good.
Lou Aparicio.
Nobody has ever heard of these people.
Lou Aparicio.
Who is that? Humpty Dumpty? I'm not going to ask him. What does he know?
You know Humpty Dumpty is never referred to as an egg? In that whole rhyme, he's not an egg. We just
So number 11, Snipes wanted number 11.
Because that was his number before.
No, because he's a big baby pants.
No, because that's the number he wore in Atlanta.
Where?
Atlanta.
No, it was the Braves. He was for that's the Milwaukee
You
team. Anyway,
you are just
number 11.
Wow.
I'm not letting you get away with anything. Folks, I've been noticing that he lies on the show a lot.
Who?
I'm gonna be kind of. I am your fact checker, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh God.
So don't worry. We are now gonna have no more problems. Okay.
Go to
so
Snopes.
Anyway, no, it's Snipes is how it's pronounced, not Snopes. God. Check your prescription. Anyway, he wants the number 11.
Check yours.
And there's some other dude that's messing around with number 11, and he's actually a good baseball player.
He's great.
And so he needed some stabbing. He needed a little ventilating. So De Niro said, okay.
Murder.
And all of a sudden, when he's doing the murder, I won't be able to hit that button this time. There was a decent amount of murder. Actually, not too many bodies. Not too many. There could have been more.
Do you know how many there were?
Could have been more.
I could tell you.
I bet you could, because you keep score of everything.
I do. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep telling me how great this movie was.
I fell asleep during portion, so I can't tell you
you're
how.
So
anyway, Snipes avoids.
I don't think you've ever fell asleep during a movie, have you?
Huh? Actually, in the future,
you fell asleep just now reviewing a movie.
I'm thinking about replacing my CPAP machine with this film. Anyway, Snipes.
Wow.
Snipes.
Oh my God.
Being a dick. Okay, he avoids thanking De Niro just like he avoided paying taxes. He does not thank De Niro for saving his career, which is not nice.
No, but wait a second though.
Yeah.
But does Snipes know what does
didn't even have to kill the guy himself.
I know.
Another guy went and killed him for him.
But Snipes didn't know that De Niro did that. He doesn't know that.
We don't know that for sure. He's kind of chiding him into it.
He is. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Talk shows. He's like, hey, De Niro. Want to kill somebody first?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. So here's the thing. I'm going to get kind of into the nitty gritty of this shitty movie.
Stop. Just stop.
He's going for the bell again. Okay, so here's the nitty gritty on this whole thing. The acting is great. You got good actors involved.
Yes.
This story was probably a half-hour story, soaking wet, taking 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours?
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah.
Hour 56, you're wrong.
That's 2 hours, pal.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to figure in the time coming back to life at the end. You got to wipe up the drool spots, all that stuff. So I think the problem was the story, because I just kind of told you everything interesting that happens in this movie.
You did.
Without the spoiling of the third act. That's pretty well all that happens. And it takes like a really long time to do those things. And here's what I point to. I think what they want you to believe is that he was okay, but losing his job was what set him over the edge. Right?
Yeah.
They want you to kind of believe that. But you don't see any of the unraveling. In fact, he seems to be a freak right from the get.
Yeah.
And he does some weird stuff with his kid.
Yeah.
And like baseball game. Like he leaves his child at the baseball game, basically saying, hey, pedophiles, here's one for you.
Right.
Serving them up. I mean, bad parenting. So there's very little that happens. You don't see the unraveling. So really, De Niro he's not a very intelligent human being, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. And he's not given anything. He's like a nut at the beginning. He's a nut at the end. I literally think you could have taken the scenes, put them out of order in the movie. It still would have played.
Probably.
Wesley Snipes has more of a arc because he starts to become like from completely insensitive to less completely insensitive. He becomes a modicum better of being a dad and some of those things. De Niro, nah, no need. Now, the thing that Jeff picked this movie for, and I have to mention, is there was a cameo with Jack Black, who is his favorite actor in the movie.
I forgot about that when I
And the best part about it is he shows up right at the beginning, and you don't see him again.
That is good. That is great.
I was
Black
like,
is the worst
really?
actor in the world.
Oh,
He's just
I
awful.
like him. I think he's good.
But I gotta ask you, do you know how you can tell this movie is a pre?
Oh, is this a joke?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
a pre-2000 movie.
Because it's not interesting?
No, because when else could you bring a knife into a ball game and play with the knife?
You're right. And did anybody have cell phones in this movie?
I don't think so. I don't think they did, because even the phone in Snipes' car was like
well, that was more of a car phone.
Yeah, right.
There wasn't like a true mobile phone that I remember. I remember there was a payphone scene or two.
Yeah, there was. So then there was no.
I don't remember like an actual like a Nokia candy chocolate brick or whatever they called them things. Candy bar. Do you remember those? Those little Nokias.
No.
They're this size.
I don't know. I just
They're
know that
a little thicker, and people would say, "Hello." You won't believe this. I'm on a phone and it doesn't have wires. That's the sort of thing that impresses Jeff Miller, is if something doesn't have wires.
Well, that's what should be in it. But did you notice how phones were huge? Then they were small, and now they're getting big again.
Yeah.
And now they're two pieces. It's crazy.
Now that it folds and it's really huge.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Okay.
There
Speaking of what she said, what do you think of Ellen Barkin's character in here? How do you feel she played it? Did you like Ellen Barkin?
Here's the thing.
Did you like Ellen Barkin?
Here's the thing. Okay, I actually like Ellen Barker as an actress.
So do I.
This character was a typical Ellen Barker ball breaker type of character.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Who is going to believe that a sports show is going to be successful if you got a chick running it? It doesn't happen. People like to say, "Oh yeah, I would listen."
No,
it doesn't happen.
You wouldn't.
It doesn't happen. ESPN has. I'm sorry, they put a woman in there every once in a while just so, the men don't feel like they're getting all queer or something. Well, that's the only reason that they're there. That's the only reason.
Well,
nobody is like, "Oh, let's hear what the lady has to say about this." They really don't care. It is a very misogynistic broadcast. So I was like, well, that's cute, but I don't believe it. They needed a female character.
But I like her. I like her in that.
Yeah, she was okay in it. It's just completely unbelievable. But you get to point out unbelievable things in my movies.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So there.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
I know.
Go ahead.
I know. It was a little too intellectual for you.
Tim is all
Here we
hopped
go.
up on a goofball right now.
Horror movie connections. Do you believe there's some horror movie
There's
connections?
gotta be.
Holy crud. There. See, I went with crud that time.
You're getting better.
Okay. So, horror movie connections. Robert De Niro.
Bobby.
First of all, he's in the Hall of Fame because he's been on the show before. What movie? Raging Bull. That's right. Now, what horror movies has he had? Well, what was nice is because he did Raging Bull, I could just look that one up and I knew what movies. Yeah, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is good, but the best Frankenstein was played by Randy Quaid. And nobody knows how to get a hold of that thing. In fact, I am...
What movie was that?
It was Frankenstein. It was called... It was a two-parter on TNT. I'm trying to remember. They might have called it Mary Shelley's Frankenstein there, too.
Really?
But
And Randy Quaid played him.
Yeah, it was very close to the book, from what my brother tells me, because he actually read the book. I read Dracula. That was the one I read. But he said Randy Quaid just, like, friggin' killed it. And De Niro...
I thought you were going to tell me that Boris Karloff was the best one. That's what I thought you were going to say.
I do like
know how you
Boris
like those guys.
Karloff. I do like Bride of Frankenstein. You can look forward to that in season 6.
There's going to be another season. All right.
Show ain't over. So that was Bobby De Niro. Wesley Snipes. What do you think? Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Hall of Fame. He's been in some of the worst stuff that we've had
my
some of the
gosh.
best. Because Wesley was in Major League, which was great. And then he was in White Men Can't Jump, which should have been
great.
called This Movie Can't Be Entertaining. Anyway, Blade. He was Blade in Blades 1 through 3. And he kind of sent up that character in an episode of What We Do in the Shadows, which I'm still shilling for. I think that's a great show. Now, the director, Tony Scott. Guess what?
What?
He's in the Hall of Fame, too.
For what?
Days of Thunder.
We saw that.
The same director did this and The Fan. Now, I don't think The Fan is 100% horror, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close because you wouldn't want to meet De Niro anywhere because he's freaking nuts.
He is.
So he's beyond just obsessive. He's beyond like a crime thriller where he's after the wife or something. He's nutso. So
Do you think he's typecast? Casino, Goodfellas, this.
Who, De Niro?
Yeah.
De Niro's got one character,
I
but he
know.
does it
Okay.
really good.
All right.
That's what
making
Analyze This was all about. It's like they didn't even have to, or Meet the Fockers, and all
same
that
thing.
stuff. It's like, he's playing the same character. They just put him in there. I used to love Dennis Farina, and he was hopelessly typecast as well. He was in Midnight Run.
Is that the guy with the gray hair with the one black mark in it? He's got big bushy mustache.
We're probably thinking the same guy.
All right.
But by the way, if you ever witness a crime, don't help out the criminal artist.
Who? Me?
Yeah, don't help out the artist because your description of him was very, very poor.
Just go.
Just so you know. Ellen Barkin.
Yes, EB.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to call it no horror credits on her other than The Fam. She did a lot of crime thrillers. This one is kind of a borderline. I say no real hardcore horror because I actually thought she would. I was looking, I'm like, she had to have been in something early in her career. No, she actually didn't do a lot of breaking into the A-list movies.
Or was she? Could come up in trivia.
Yeah, whatever. Then we have John Leguizamo is in there. He's the agent to Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Apparently, he takes care of Wesley paying his taxes, so he ain't too bright either. This guy's been in some horror. He was in Vanishing on 7th Street. He was the clown in Spawn, which is technically a superhero movie, but it's basically about a superhero that's the devil.
Oh my god.
And oh yeah, you could not watch that.
I'm not watching that.
You would not like that one.
I'm not watching that.
And John Leguizamo was also in Die Hard 2, which is also not a Christmas movie.
It wasn't. Die Hard
moving forward. Now, Benicio del Toro. He was the guy that had the number 11.
Yeah.
And he got ventilated.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, spoiler.
No, don't.
I already told everybody they get.
You're not giving them the other spoiler, are you?
No, I'm not going to tell them the other
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
But anyway, Benicio del Toro. Do you think he had horror stuff in his background?
He looks like he could be in a horror movie. He's got like that face that could be in a horror movie.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the first time I saw Benicio del Toro,
Yeah.
he was one of the bad guys in a James Bond movie. Do you know which one? I love throwing these out there. License to Kill.
Really?
He was kind of
a
heavy.
long time ago.
He was kind of heavy against Timothy Dalton, and he has one of the best ways that James Bond's ever killed somebody. He throws them into a crusher. Oh yeah, that's another.
That's a spoiler. You just spoiled someone.
Yeah. Benicio was in an episode of Tales of the Crypt, like a lot of people in that period. But Benicio del Toro is probably best known to horror fans as playing the Wolfman when they were trying to restart the Universal Monsters with Dark Universe.
Okay.
He played Lawrence Talbot. The Wolfman. Boy, that's a movie you haven't seen either. Yeah. Season 7.
There's going to be 2 seasons more. Yes.
All right. We'll see. Chris Mulcahy. Okay, now Chris Mulcahy is the stepdad. He's one of those guys that you look at him and you go, I know this guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and I knew I was going to have a ton of stuff for him. So I remembered that he was in the TV series Castle Rock, which I'm not a real fan of, but he was in there. He had a big role in Cloverfield, which is a pretty good movie. He was in The Purge. I had forgotten he was in The Purge. Outer Limits, he did an episode of that in the 80s, which means, of course, that he was at least working in Canada at some point in the late 80s, early 90s. He was in the 80s Twilight Zone. He was in the movie Runaway, which I know is science fiction, but I love to bring up the movie Runaway, which was directed by Michael Crichton, who wrote Jurassic Park. But I love the movie Runaway. It's my... I love that stupid movie, and it's dumb as hell.
Is Cloverleaf the one with John Goodman in it, where they're in the bunker? What's that one called? That's something like that too.
That's
something too.
11 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Cloverfield is the movie prior to that.
Oh, really?
And it's basically a Godzilla movie done through found footage. That's the concept.
Huh?
And it's okay. It's not terrible. But Chris Mulcahy was also in the movie The Hidden, which I absolutely love and could be coming in the future. And he was in a TV series. I could not find a single damn episode on YouTube or anything of Vampire Mob. This just sounds like a great idea for a TV series.
No, it doesn't.
I'm 112. I have not yet been in a mob.
To me, it sounds like Banana Splits.
It's a great idea.
It sounds like they'd be like the Banana Splits.
It would not.
They'd be all running around.
Kurt Fuller plays the other DJ with Ellen Barkin. She's another one of those, that guy.
Yes,
I've seen that guy all over the place.
Yeah.
One of the places you saw him, Ghostbusters 2.
Who are you going to call?
He was in the TV series Evil, which I think is still going, and I heard is pretty good. He was in the TV series Supernatural, which I'm not a huge fan of. But, he was also in Scary Movie. But he was also in Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. But a key one for you is that Kurt Fuller had a key role in the documentary No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
In that documentary, that might be a good movie to pick for future. I'm just saying.
when I need
Did
the point,
you
when I need the points.
recognize Charles Hallahan? Did you recognize him?
No, I probably
Charles
did.
Hallahan?
Which one was he?
I'll give you a hint. He's in the Hall of Fame. There it is. He was in the Hall of Fame.
That's him?
No.
That's him?
Hallahan was in The Thing.
How come it's paused?
I don't know.
He was in The Thing? Which one was he? He wasn't
Hold on. Something is definitely happening with this computer. Everything is frozen. There we go. Now we're back.
So he's in the Hall of Fame. He wasn't McCready.
Charles Hallahan from The Thing. He plays the catcher that De Niro takes the young man to late in the movie.
Oh, I know exactly who that is now.
He was the guy wearing the sweater.
Yeah,
in The Thing.
yeah.
He's also was in the movie Warlock the Armageddon, which I think is Warlock 2. He was in Cast a Deadly Spell, which people debate if that's a horror movie or not. Tales of the Unexpected, which when I found out that was a TV series, I am on the hunt for that one. He was in Twilight Zone, the movie, so he was partially involved in his own murder. Because, as we know,
he didn't die in that.
There was an actor killed in
Wasn't
Twilight
there?
Zone, the movie.
Was there more than one?
There was a gentleman and 2 young Asian actors. Oh, what's his name?
It was during a helicopter scene, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was John Landis who directed American Werewolf in London. And Charles Hallahan was also in Terror Out of the Sky. Now, I'm sure at this point you are wondering, Tim, what did you grade this movie?
Yeah.
I've been back and forth on it.
Tim.
The movie was competently made. It was competently made.
There was murder.
I definitely liked it more than White Men Can't Jump. Then again, I also enjoy Cancer more.
There was murder. There was murder.
There was murder, but not nearly enough.
5 people.
5?
Yep.
Maybe.
No, it was.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'm not.
Of course I am.
But not enough interesting murder.
Damn.
Not enough interesting murder.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. I'll take one of those bodies away because I'm gonna give it a 4.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, you know what?
You gotta be kidding me.
Here's the thing.
A 4?
Jeff, I wanted to like this movie. That's the part that kills me.
4?
I wanted to like this movie, and about halfway through the flick, I'm like, what happened to this movie? There was a good setup here somewhere. What happened to this movie?
A 4?
Honestly,
Man, I was...
By the end, okay, by the time Hallahan shows up in the movie, I was already like, how much time? When I checked the time, and it's only moved 5 minutes from the last time I checked it, I can't give that a good grade. I just can't. If I'm checking the time that frequently, that's an objective thing. So there are a lot of things that'll tell me I'm not liking a movie. If I'm sitting there checking Facebook, which I didn't with this, at great pain to myself, because I was like, oh my God, when does this thing end? And when I'm checking the time, how much time we got left on this thing, oh my God. You know, this isn't a spoiler. At some point, De Niro and Snipes kind of meet, right?
1 hour and 14 minutes in.
Yeah, but I thought
I'm just saying,
this must be the end. I thought this must be the end. They're wrapping this sucker up.
Nope.
No, they keep going. They keep going. They could have right there. They could have had the ending. I was still in at that point.
Really?
But by the time they kind of dinked around there, I'm like, and then that third act, which that kind of leads into the third act, that third act goes on literally longer than Shogun. I mean, it felt like when I was reading Shogun, I'm like, oh, Blackthorn did it, oh, Blackthorn did the, Blackthorn did the, like, Jesus.
Yeah, the third act is long.
Oh, yeah.
And it's to me,
unrecoverable at that point.
It sort of that sort of ruined the movie for me. The third act.
Yeah, you know what else too?
Huh?
Who are you cheering for in the movie?
Rayburn. You're
Yeah, for Snipes.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a
No.
He's kind of a dinkalocker.
Okay.
I didn't say it.
You know what? You gave it a 4.
Yeah.
And you did.
I
did what you did.
Yeah, I wish I liked it better. Sometimes I go into movies and I'm like, I want to like this movie.
Because you never saw this one before, right?
I don't think so. I think I might have seen a scene from it in some, compilation film or something like that. But I didn't watch this whole thing. And I was just like, God, they should be in the next scene already, and they're still in this scene.
Yeah.
Why move forward? Kind of like this review.
No kidding.
Going.
I'm waiting to get to the midway point here.
You want to get to the midway point?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to press a bunch of buttons,
So 4.
and then we're there. That's right, a 4. Sorry, buddy. I wanted to like
7.
No, it's not a 7.
All right. Anyways, what are we doing right now?
You have been lucky with a 5, pal.
Damn.
We are in our sport. Oh wait, we got a new theme. Are you
Do we?
ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming all the way from the dirty side of Muskego.
What? God.
Or,
I love Muskego
he's
so
over
much.
by the lake. They dredge it out every couple of weeks. It is Jeff the Hitman Miller.
There you go.
Jeff, what's going on?
Well, we got a new theme,
Woo-hoo!
which I love. I absolutely love this. We had some sports happen over the last.
There were some sports, everybody.
Yeah, some sports happen. Let's do it quick because we might have a new segment. So the
God.
sports as I know it. the Muskego Warriors.
Hey.
Muskego Warriors won last weekend, so they're going to play McGuanago tomorrow night at Muskego to see who goes to Madison for the state tournament.
What is their season record at this point?
They have 1 loss.
All right.
Next up,
Okay.
the Packers. They lost.
I've heard of them.
Packers lost again.
This is what they do now.
Yeah, but you know what? They weren't going to beat the Bills last week, Thursday. No, it was Sunday night. What am I saying? It's Sunday night. That's how bad it was. But the Packers lost. The Bucks won. The Bucks are perfect at 7-0. They won again. They're the only undefeated team in basketball.
They got the Giannamus guy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The Gigantus. Isn't that his
He's
name?
been around for like 9 years. You should have his name by now.
I
But
know,
anyways,
Gigantus. You're welcome.
Gigantosaur.
Yeah.
There you go. You could be
I
on
know.
Jurassic Park
I
7.
know things, kid. I know stuff.
And here's my pet
Don't be
peeve.
jealous.
Here's my pet peeve,
Don't be
and I'm not going
jealous.
to dwell on this, but it just bothers me. So last night the Astros won. So the Astros won in the World Series. That's not it.
Whoops.
They had a pitcher. He has a no-hitter going through 6 innings, and they pull him out to pitch 3 other guys to continue the no-hitter. So basically, the Phillies did not get a hit last night. But I don't like them saying it's this. But it isn't technically the second no-hitter in World Series history. I don't like it. It's tainted for me. It's more of a glorified shutout.
It's tainted.
Yeah, it's more of a glorified shutout to me. The real no-hitter, well, they're both no-hitters. I get this. But Don Larson, 1956, Game 5, threw a no-hitter against the Dodgers in the World Series. And that's the sports that I know.
That you know. Wait, I had a World Series thing. Hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
Come on. Something worked tonight. There it is. See the little guy?
Oh, I like that. And you know I
like
like
that?
baseball, so I like that.
Yeah. There's the other one. Hold on. Look at this. Everything's moving at this pace of
He's on.
children here.
I kind of like that one too.
I don't know
Why
why
are they on top of
everything
each other?
is moving
There
so
we go.
slow.
I don't know, but this.
I'm
it's
hitting
all right.
buttons. Nothing happening.
And yes, baseball is a team sport, and I get it. I just don't like it. That's all. I don't like.
You don't like baseball?
No, I like baseball. I just don't like. I get it. It's great. They hit the Phillies, but just the way it's spun. But that is what it is. Let's
Are we
do our new
doing this
segment.
thing?
Yeah, let's do the new segment.
All right, go ahead.
So, We don't need to have this on, do we? This music?
The music?
Yeah, we cut that.
You mean like
People
that?
might get confused. They might think there's more sports coming.
Okay.
So we're gonna have this new segment. We're gonna try this out
Only
tonight.
Jeff gets confused on this show.
We're gonna try this out. It's gonna be it's sort of sports related. We're gonna each draft. So like people draft teams, they draft a player. Like
Didn't Tom Cruise do that in his movie? He was drafting.
He was drafting, and then there was Draft Day
with
Kevin Costner. Did you get that one yet? Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, we did that.
All right. Anyways,
that's a good one. Remember, we had Kevin Costner week.
Did we have Kevin Costner in the studio?
Yes.
So anyway,
people should go and look for that one and make sure they hit like. Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. So Susie Snowflake's in the house, and you didn't really miss anything too much. We're gonna play a new game.
Yeah, that last movie.
We're each gonna draft. We're each gonna draft something. We each get 5 spots.
Something.
So you want to draft what you think is your best 5 of it.
All right.
This is a movie show, so tonight we're gonna do. We're gonna do movie house concessions. So
we're gonna do 5.
Yeah, you gotta pick 5. So
5.
You can pick 5.
There's only like 3 things they sell.
Well, we'll see. So,
all right.
you know, Tim, I thought of this game right here. I'm gonna let you go first. You pick your number one pick.
That's easy. I'm gonna take popcorn.
Oh, that is a good pick. That's a very solid number 1.
I know. I'm solid in so many different ways. In fact, just before this show, I made a little solid over in that room over there.
Okay, my number 1 then's got to be nachos. Nachos is my number 1.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
And nacho cheese. Don't touch that.
That's a decent number 1.
All right, I'm gonna go with the big giant gulp of soda.
Okay, all right. I can see that. I mean, yeah, that would go with the popcorn, right?
It does go with the
All right,
popcorn.
so I'm going to go my number 2. And I probably get this a lot. So I'm not going to take this as 2 because I could get this a lot lower. I know I could. Yeah. I'm going to go with Raisinets. Raisinets is a solid number 2. You don't like it's a fruit.
Yuck. Why don't you just have some salad?
I could have had that later then. All right. What's your 3?
Don't have salad, okay? I'll tell you, this one, a lot of people don't go for it, but yeah, should. Get them pretzel bites, those little round nuts.
That is a good one.
Oh, my God. And put the cheese on there, but not the nacho cheese. Get the pretzel cheese.
Well, so then...
I told you we were going to make 5.
No, you know what? I'm going to keep going on the candy thing.
Okay.
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers?
Yeah, Twizzlers. Grapevine, red vines, whatever.
First of all, you shouldn't be eating during the movie. That's very, very distracting. Because you're supposed to be watching the film. And that's why I'm picking the quietest of all snacks in the movie house. And that, of course, would be the potato chip.
That is it. What? Wait a second. Yeah, what movie else have you gone to that they sold potato chips?
That would be the quiet one or whatever. Be quiet. Everybody shut up. I think it was the name of the show.
My number 4 is I'm gonna stick with even more candy. Junior Mints.
Junior Mint. Ugh. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're not having a hard time with this, are we?
They look like rabbit turds, right?
No, they don't. Those are Raisinets.
They do. If you can't tell the difference between them, why are you eating them?
What's your number 5? How are you
finishing this up? With you?
Well, how are you gonna?
I think I'm gonna have more popcorn.
No, you can't.
I can't.
You can't pick the same thing twice.
Damn. Because that's what I would have. Just so you know.
More popcorn.
I'm gonna have the foot-long hot dog.
Okay. All right.
Gonna chew that sucker up.
I got the number 5 that you didn't even see coming.
What?
Icy. The icy drink.
You can't say icy. We have an ex-Kmart employee in the chat.
Yeah.
He is about to go nuts.
Icy. Would you get the blue or the cherry?
You know, actually, Trogdor just came up with something good in the chat room. Thank you, Trogdor. Just drink that butter straight out of the spigot. And you know what, though? What you need to do is first fill your mouth with some salt so you get a nice mix.
So I saw this TikTok where
that's all you do all day.
You get the popcorn bin and you put straws in there at different depths, and then you put the butter thing to fill the straw, and you fill up different levels of your popcorn. pretty ingenious.
People that do that do not bring a Frisbee along with them like I do. And you put that over the top of the tub.
There you go. Okay.
And you're good. You don't bring a Frisbee?
No.
You shouldn't be eating in the movie house. So saith me.
All right.
You should always listen to me.
So that was a dry run. We might try it again next week. But
I don't think so. That was pretty bad.
We'll definitely have sports next week.
Okay.
Go Muskego. Go Warriors.
Well, at least we got a theme music.
I know. I like it. Thank you. Tim picked that out. He did a great job with that.
All right, Jeffy.
What?
Jeffy, what did I have you watch? It seems like a really great film.
You had me watch the 1982 psychological thriller, The Entity, which was 2 hours and 5 minutes long.
Yes, it was.
And I'm
filled with the awesome.
No.
Yeah.
Here, you got to give me here. This is what's going on. This show was good, but it was too long. There are some parts.
I agree.
There are some parts in there that are very, very. There's no talking. There's nothing going. There's nothing going on.
Yes.
And you could compress all that. I bet you get down to hour 45.
I bet I could get her down to an hour 30.
Okay, I would take that.
Yeah.
Name that tune.
I agree. This is a movie with some friggin' heart-stopping scenes with a bunch of nothing happening and talking science.
Right.
We're going to talk about Sigmund Freud.
Yeah.
It's and that's the last gasp for Sigmund Freud was probably the 80s or something like that. After that, people start going, not everything is about your mother.
So this is about a woman, Carla Moran, played by Barbara Hershey.
Yeah.
And
this was early in her career.
Very early in her career. She is tormented by a ghost or a spirit, whereas almost immediately, not immediately, but almost immediately, within the first, I would say 10 minutes, she gets
You can use the word.
She gets raped by this spirit, okay? But
that's what happens.
But you kind of don't really know that because
true story.
The first time that they show this, is that it could have been someone that did something and then took off. So they kind of let you think maybe somebody did something.
Or was it all in her mind?
But where did all the bruises come from?
Right. Agreed. But that's what
they want you
to believe because that's all Rotten Silver in here. That's all he says. You're dreaming of stuff.
Don't you think of Tom Savini when you look at him?
Who, Rotten Silver?
Yeah.
At that point in his career, yes.
Yeah.
Which is sad because Tom Savini is 70 now, and Ron Silver looked like that when he was 20.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But anyways, they want you to think that maybe
Savini, there has to be a painting of him somewhere aging. That guy, he's 70.
Who, Savini?
Yeah. He's looking phenomenal. Ron Silver, I guarantee you, he looks like the Crypt Keeper.
When we go out to Horror Realm, I'll have an exclusive interview with Tom Savini.
You won't recognize him again. It'll be the same old thing.
So anyways, they want you to think that this is maybe in her head, maybe not. She's got 3 kids.
We just got this in, who the entity that rapes Barbara Hershey is. Not me from the Family Circus comic.
That's pretty clever. That's pretty clever. If you know, you know. So anyways, she goes to see it. She first goes and hangs out with her best friend, I think is. Her best friend's husband's kind of a jerk, which I thought was
not kind of a jerk. He's full on jerkness.
He made me laugh. I was actually laughing. I'm like, why did they even put him in the movie? I didn't even.
That was a strange choice. That was a strange choice.
And even the lines were.
But I think they wanted to show that a lot of people were just kind of annoyed about this situation.
Yeah.
That was very, very dramatic to her, and other people are like, "You're making this up."
Right.
It's stupid.
So this movie is along the same lines of what other movie did you give me about when they go in the sky? Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky, yeah.
Ooh. So this is sort of similar to that because this is actually at the very end they tell you, I'm not giving anything away.
There's no aliens. There's not a single alien.
But it's it's the same thing in the way that it's based off of a true event.
Yeah.
It's fictionalized.
It's a
based off
fictionalized account of what is supposedly true.
of the real woman, Carla Moran, who now lives in Texas.
Yeah.
But it's strange because I can, I poke fun at these movies.
She gets raped to this very day.
Yeah, not as much though.
Yeah, it's the end card. You're sitting there and going, "Well, that sucks."
So, but when
happy ending.
But see, that answers a lot of questions for me because I'm like, if this was happening to me or whatever, I would leave the house. I would never go there again. But
a man would never have this happen to him because women don't care that much. What would happen to a man is an entity would come back and she'd want to talk about her feelings. That would make you want to claw your face off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm not married. Okay, go ahead. Jeff is very quietly waiting for this to be done.
So no, but so I was always thinking, she just goes somewhere else. So she actually did go to her friends and nothing happened. So I'm like, why wouldn't she just leave? But it turns out,
but it isn't the house that's haunted.
No,
it's her.
It's her.
They're going after her in a big way.
Because that was the first time I jumped in this movie because I really didn't find it that scary. The first time that I jumped in this movie was when she went over to her friend's house and they were going to a reception because they had to. Yeah. And the windows bust out and that. And I'm like, whew. I actually jumped. I mean, I don't usually jump, but I jumped. And that's when I realized that
he jumped, by the way, at the Thing after watching it 30 times in 1 month, and he forgot whose blood was tainted by the Thing. I'm just saying.
I get engrossed in the movie. That's what happens.
Yeah, you do.
So anyway, so you figure out that this thing's actually following her, but then she goes and I don't remember how she found them, but she was at the library and she found a bunch of like Ghostbusters type people. That's exactly what they were. That's what I thought of.
Paranormal investigators back before all of them had TV shows.
Right. So then they go to her house, they try to film things there, and they're like, oh, maybe there's something going on. Then what they do is she goes back and she seeks them out, and they build a replica of her house in that gymnasium, which I thought was
a little over the top. Yeah. And
what they want to do is they want to catch this spirit.
They didn't have, one of those machines on their back. Otherwise they would be able to bring Slimer into the trap.
This is before the Ghostbusters. Otherwise,
would that have been freaking awesome if all of a sudden they're in the gymnasium, she's getting attacked, and here comes Bill Murray. We came, we saw.
Someone should mesh those two together. They could probably do it. It'd be funnier.
It would be great.
But I'm not going to bust anything. I'm not going to, you know what? This is a good movie to go see or watch or rent or whatever.
I am very surprised you didn't find this scary.
I didn't. I did not find this scary. Chris, I tell you when things scare me like
because I haven't watched this movie probably since I saw it as a young man. And the music is awesome.
Okay, that is
during
true.
The attacks.
The music, that
unsettles me.
You know the entity is in there.
Type of thing.
Yeah, the music is really good. I mean, you know what's happening. The thing is coming. I mean, it's going to be there. And
the music thrusts. We'll just put it that way.
It does.
It thrusts.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. So, but the music is well done. I mean that they paired that well.
Yeah,
they married those two things together well.
I'm shocked because I was worried about giving you this movie. I legitimately I told a lot of people I think this is the movie that's gonna really
this did nothing.
Be the hardest for you.
This did nothing for me. And
so Silence of the Lambs probably this season so far was the scariest, or
maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, and see what I'm doing here is I'm making a big mistake. Because Tim in the back of his mind is going, all right, I'll show him. I'll give him something
if I
scary.
ever really want to mess with you, it would be Exorcist. And I'm not interested. I'm not interested in giving you a movie that's just going to mess you up, because those movies exist and they're horrible. They're not well made. I think this is a well-made movie. It's an interesting concept. It's definitely of its era. This is a 1980s pacing, 1970s pacing.
That's why I want to ask you about that real quick. So this came up the same time that Poltergeist did, right?
I think
They're
the
all
same year.
right around the same year. And then you have...
I think it was the same summer, actually.
I think you're right. And then you have Ghostbusters actually comes out the year after that. So this was a time when all these movies were coming out about the paranormal.
And what's interesting is they all had this... If you remember Poltergeist from season whatever, we did it on here.
First season.
They had the paranormal investigators, too, from the college.
Yes,
these are from the college. And in Ghostbusters, where is Bill Murray working? The college. I mean, that was the big thing. Now, none of the paranormal investigators are with the college. They're with, the Home and Garden Channel, or they're on television, right?
Well, you have the movie, you have the TV show Ghost Hunters in that, don't you?
Right.
Yeah.
And none of these guys are like college funded, things. This is just, that was of that time. Those were the only people looking into that stuff. Here we are, roughly 40 years later.
Yeah.
And now it seems like it's a hobby that people can have.
So all these entities after this, are these just remakes of the movie?
Those are different posters for the same movie.
Oh, like
if you think about this.
Did they make a number 2 or anything like that?
Okay, think about this.
Okay.
This movie is about a ghost raping a beautiful woman. Mm-hmm. How do you make that into a poster?
Well, no, you can't.
Exactly. So it's one of these movies that's had a lot of posters. The one that I put up there is the one I see most often, is that particular poster. But it's by no means the only entity poster.
But this is a one-and-done movie.
Yeah, this did not do very well at the box office, as I recall.
Because even wasn't there even a Amityville Horror 2 and all that? Wasn't there even like...
Amityville Horror's had about 7.
Okay, so...
It is stupid how many... And I actually don't like any of them.
Good, that means I won't get one. Good, I don't want to see that.
You probably won't be getting... I don't think any of them are very good.
What?
Some people like the remake with Ryan Reynolds in it. And I like Ryan Reynolds, and I didn't like that movie. I was like... Garbage.
To be honest with you, I think if I would have seen this movie when this came out, if I would have saw this like the early 80s or whenever it came out, 81 or 82, it probably would have scared me. But this did not scare me.
Well, I was rewatching it and I was scared.
Come on, Tim.
I was filled with tension.
Well, yeah, I could do it.
The thing is, I think people react to fear different ways.
Okay.
I get tense, and this is a very tense movie. I also saw it on free TV late at night when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it kind of triggered those thoughts of seeing it first time, being really freaking freaked out.
I felt the most...
Really freaked out.
I felt the most anxious in the final sequence. I felt...
See, and
I was very anxious in that.
I really feel the finale portion of the film is a part that I kind of... it's kind of like when you finally see the aliens in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You kind of go, well, is that all we're getting?
I never saw that, so I don't know.
It's kind of a horror movie.
Well, but anyways, but because I think I was more scared for her in how they were gonna get the entity.
Yes. Yeah.
I was worried for her, not because of the entity, but what they had constructed.
They had some pretty
liquid
extreme helium.
Helium.
It was helium because when it went down, they all started talking like Alvin and Chipmunks.
Oh. Anyways, it was. They should have done that, but
that would have been awesome. So I didn't get to use this guy.
No.
Sorry. People are crying at home.
Well, gotta give me scarier movies.
Okay.
Anyways, so what do I give this?
Yeah, you're kind of got me at a disadvantage. I don't know if you liked this or didn't like it at this point.
Well, I'll just sum it up like this. Yes, it was a story.
It is long.
It It didn't really do what it was supposed to do for me to scare me.
Yeah, if you weren't
So,
scared,
I'm giving
much.
I'm gonna give this a 6. I can
Really?
still give it a 6 because it was a story. There was something, a beginning, middle, and end. I liked it.
Yeah, it does have that.
But it was a 6. But scare wise, like a 2.
Probably. That just shocks me. It does, because there are people that have this on their top 5.
Well, I think Martin Scorsese says like in his top 11 or something, like the 11th.
No, it was his 4th.
Okay.
It was 4th.
Well, then then you know what, Martin Scorsese, if you're listening, you're a little girl, because this movie wasn't that scary.
That is sexist. Holy cow! I would never say something like that. Because, as you know, I'm peaches and cream, baby.
They were a singing
Peaches
group.
and cream.
Do you remember them?
What?
Peaches and Cream, the singing group?
No, that's Peaches and Herb.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Reunited and it feels so good.
We should have karaoke night here.
Yeah, you know what? People would pay to see that.
All right.
Okay, another one of my buttons is not working on here.
That's what she said.
Look it up. Hurtful.
It's not.
Hurtful. Where is this darn thing? See, this is why I have buttons, is so I don't have to go searching for it. Let's try this. There we go. It's trivia time! Trivia time. So, for those of you that are new to the show, which of course is next to nobody, but...
Tim!
Well, hopefully we got more watching. Actually, we got more people listening to it than watching live.
Wait! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Hold the phone! I have a sports connection with my movie. Do you know who it is?
Ron Silver?
No, it could be. I don't know. The one that I have. It's Barbara Hershey. She was in Hoosiers. She was a love interest.
Oh
of
yes,
Gene
she
Hackman.
was, and she's Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a Hall of Famer too.
Okay.
And how come I don't get the graphics like you get?
Because we're in trivia right now.
But wait, she has another sports credit. She was also the love interest of Robert Redford in The Natural, which is another Hall of Fame movie. She was the first woman.
Well, no, it isn't, because we haven't got there yet. That's coming.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Well,
in inning 9.
Yeah, but she was still in that movie, so there you go.
Okay. Well,
All
that's good.
Trivia.
That's good. You want to go first?
You mean by me asking you?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'll ask you first.
Okay, but I got to find...
We should have music for this section.
We do.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. And nothing is working the way it's supposed to tonight.
That's what she said. Now you can play along with us. Tell us which trivia item you think is false, A, B, or C. Okay. Oh, we got to close that off. I can't be looking at that, neither can you.
I don't cheat.
I don't either.
I leave that to you.
Stop.
There it is. Okay, now we're all set up for this sequence. Please, Jeff.
Are you ready?
Tell me your... Yes, I'm born ready.
Wesley Snipes has now achieved the trifecta in sports movies.
His name is Snipes.
What did I say?
You said Snipe.
Snipes. I don't know. The trifecta in sports movies: football, baseball, and basketball. His nickname may not have been Curly, but Bobby De Niro was a pitcher in both Little League and high school. Eric Brookcotter, who played Rube Baker in Major League 2, also landed the catcher role in the final ball game of The Fan.
Now, the first one, you've done a version of that in the past during trivia.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to say that one. Read the 3
Son
again.
of a gun. All 3 of them?
Yeah.
All 3 questions?
No, all 3 of the sports.
Wesley Snipes has achieved the trifecta in sports movies: football, baseball, and basketball.
I don't think it was in football, so I'm going to say the first one.
You don't even want to go after the other ones?
No. I think I'm right.
Are you serious?
I think I'm right.
No, you're wrong.
Oh.
The one that was...
That works, but it's just a sound.
The one that was false is the one about Robert De Niro being a pitcher in Little League and in high school. I don't think you really cared. You didn't really listen to these.
No, I heard his boyfriend. I heard that first one. I'm like, I am not going to not say that one and then it be it because you've used that question before.
Can I just say something to the people?
You had hockey or something last time.
That was the one for Burt Reynolds. But listen, the reason why I did that is because you did a double question for me last week, and I'm like, I'm going to give him the same thing.
Yeah, you dirty dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
My good
I'm
ideas.
getting 5 points back this week.
All right. We'll see. We will see. I have to read through because I have backups here.
Why?
Which ones am I going with? Okay, here we go. First statement. Stan Winston, the man that made the animatronic T-Rex in Jurassic Park, actually created the nude body of Barbara Hershey used in this movie.
That wasn't really her body?
Number 2. Originally, Roman Polanski of Rosemary's Baby fame was interested in the project.
God, I don't even know.
Number 3. When Barbara Hershey was making Urban Cowboy, she had told her co-star John Travolta that this was the toughest role she ever had. She continued to have nightmares about being raped whenever she slept alone in a strange place, which actors have to do quite a bit.
You made this one way too easy for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the one that's false is the last one you read about Barbara Hershey. Barbara Hershey, Deborah Winger was the co-star at the time.
You're right. You are so right.
You made that way too easy. Why?
Because I enjoy making... Here was the other one I was going to use.
Yeah.
And this one you would have got to. The scene where the car goes out of control was going to be taken out of film since no one would be surprised to see a woman drive hysterically back in the 70s.
Yeah. That's just a Tim commentary. That's not even a question that makes any resonance.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese. I actually had that one as one of these things.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese considers this one of the top 5 horror movies ever made.
He
places it higher than Psycho.
Psycho's more scary than
higher than Psycho.
Maybe he was higher than a kite when he watched it. I don't know.
All right. Well, it's preview time. We'll see what buttons work on this sequence. What is season 5, inning 8? Can you believe we're in inning? Wait, we didn't do scores yet.
No. It's funny when I get points, we don't find out what the scores, do we?
It's there. Okay, so you gave Entity a 6. I gave that Abomination 4. The Fan. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. And then
you said it. What?
I 0 for the trivia, and you got the trivia.
Hell yeah, I got the trivia.
You're within 3, but you're still trailing there, Jeffy. Still trailing.
But I made up 3 points.
You did. Slugging his way back from the cellar when he goes to the net for the home run.
Tim.
No? All right.
I just want to let the people know that the football movie that Wesley Snipes was in was Wildcats.
Nobody ever saw that movie.
That's why I got the answer.
All right. Well, good for you. All right. So the preview.
Wow. Tim can't wait for this to be done tonight. I can just tell.
We're way over.
That's
pal.
okay. People enjoy this. This is like when Mark Belling goes over on WISN. We get more ratings this way.
No, nobody's looking at that. All right. Tell me about your movie that you're assigning.
Ford versus Ferrari. This is a really good movie. This is
just came out, didn't it?
A couple years ago.
Yeah, but recent.
Yeah, Matt Damon and Christian.
1950 or so.
Matt Damon and Christian Bale are both in this movie. It's the fight to have the better car.
Matt Damon.
Ford is always getting beat by Ferrari in the road races and that. There's a 24-hour race.
Now, is it true that Ford stands for Found on Road Dead?
Sometimes, and sometimes it stands for Fix or Repair Daily, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the quest for Ford to overtake Ferrari as being the top vehicle in the world. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Is this a sports movie?
It's racing.
They playing with cars.
It's
a car movie.
Racing. We have Days of Thunder.
This is kind of like a construction film, isn't it? They're building this thing.
No, you'll enjoy it, and that's why, because there isn't a whole lot of sports, so you can get into the movie part of it.
I actually have seen this movie. This is one of them.
Did you?
Yeah, I see all this stuff. I actually saw one of the cars when I went to the Volo Museum in Illinois. Do you know about the Volo Museum?
No.
Oh, God.
I do not.
There is a car museum in Volo, Illinois. It's I would say maybe an hour and a half from here.
Okay.
And they have so many movie cars, and they had like 2 or 3 of the cars that were used in this.
We should do a live show from there. We should do a live show from there.
Why do I tell them these things?
That'd be so cool if we did a racing show there.
I would race you,
You would lose.
to the bathroom.
You would lose. All right.
Depends what I had for lunch.
What do we got going on?
I am giving you the classic roar. Now, I originally picked this movie here because I knew this wouldn't scare you too much.
Yeah.
And I thought after Entity and Silence of the Lambs, I would need a little... But you told me that you weren't scared of entities, so it's kind of a waste of this wonderful film. This movie is so delightfully weird. It's unbelievable. I am going to tell you, for this movie, I am going to allow you to read the Wikipedia before you watch the movie because you will truly enjoy the film a lot better.
Oh, really? Okay.
The movie itself, the story behind how they made the movie, nuts.
Okay. All right.
Completely nuts. I will find things that are, movie adjacent to do for trivia, but you have to read the wiki. To give everybody a short version, Tippi Hedren and her husband at the time, Griffith, because they had Melanie Griffith was their daughter. They had kind of like this Tiger King type nature preserve on their property in California.
Okay.
They decided to make a movie with these untamed animals all around them, and it's basically these tigers trying to break into a house for the entire movie, and more crew members got mauled or almost killed on this movie. It's unbelievable. When you watch the movie, you're like, wait a minute, none of these animals were trained animals? There is not a trained animal in the film. This is the equivalent.
Honestly? Are you honest?
This is the freaking equivalent of every year you see that kicker story about a kid that falls into the elephant enclosure at
we
the
haven't
zoo,
had one of those in a long time.
or by Samson or something with
Samson's dead.
Yeah, he's less aggressive these days. That's the term we use. But
I get it.
Yeah, but it's the equivalent of that. Somebody crawling into a zoo enclosure and saying, "Let's make a movie."
Oh God! All right.
It is nutso, and you're gonna watch it and go, "I don't know." This is where the term "she was all over that," like a tiger on Melanie Griffith, comes from.
I've never heard that term in my life.
Oh yes, it's used by all the intellectuals in Muskego. Use that. It's only you that we didn't tell.
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right, Roar. We'll give it, but now see.
Now that one, I'm gonna tell you, you should watch with your wife, and here's why. Don't have her read the Wikipedia. And it would be great to get both of your reactions, one knowing what the hell's going on and the other not.
Okay.
And as it's going on, you feel free to tell her. Now, none of those animals are trained, and watch her face. It's such a great movie. This is a party movie to end all parties.
All right,
it's so much fun.
Can hang with that.
You're gonna enjoy this. I'm absolutely convinced. Or you're going to hate it beyond anything. This is either going to be like a high or a low. If this gets a 5, I'm going to shit my pants.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I will be shocked because I don't know anybody that is just like down the middle.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's so crazy. It is a little long, but it is crazy.
With what you're telling me,
yeah,
I know it's not like this movie, but if it's like a one-off movie like the one you gave me in week 2 about the guy who was the killer that they were doing like a expose on him.
Yeah.
What's that? Jason Voorhees?
Leslie Vernon.
If it's something like that, I think I'll like. I was so pleasantly pleased with Leslie Vernon movie, so we'll see.
It's nothing like that.
As long as it's not like,
you know what
is it like Black Sheep? Don't say it.
No, it's not like Black Sheep. What it's most like is like, remember when you were a kid, there were those Disney movies about like, it was live action. It was like, the bears at Yellowstone like to eat the picnic baskets and all that stuff. It's like that, except with sinister overtones that the bears might kill people.
All right.
It's like, what the hell am I watching? It's crazy. All right, we are way over time. I like to blame Jeff for that.
Of course.
And I think I'm right about these things. So we want to thank everybody. Oh, a Muskego.
Go Muskego. Yes. Go Warriors.
All right. They have a good shot of going all the way.
The Warriors take on the Indians. I love it.
All right. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we hope you had some fun in tonight's show. And we want to thank everybody.
I hope you did too for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is supersized version of the show. We want to thank those that came out, including Susie Snowflake. She bugged out, but I know she was in there. There's somebody called Alien Gathering in there. There's a Potato.
Konnichiwa.
Of course, we have our good friends Trogdor and Schwobet in there, and there's this guy called Case 49 Miller.
That's me.
Yeah, he's in there all the time.
All right.
Yeah. So it is time to call the game and close the crypt.
Oh my God.
We're still going. Thank all of you for watching. Remember to share and subscribe to our show and feed. You can find the show.
And feet?
We're not that type of show. You can find the show at otherworldlyculture.com and follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Pandora, iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts. You can shake your shirt at it and other fine places you find podcasts.
Merch.
Just remember, if it is sports, it's a home run. If it's horror, run home. We're dead on the bases, and we'll see you next time.
Otherworldlyculture.com. Go MosquitoWarriors.com.
Thank God the closing finally worked.com. No? I'm not allowed to do that?
No,
you can do whatever you want.
That's my thing.
That's your thing.
You can do it if you want, though. Then I'll just do the open and you do the close one.
I'm going to party. No, I want you to do it because I don't like it. I want you to do it.
We can share.
You know what?
Share.
I have enough buttons to push over here. You can take care of that.
You're still trying to master that.
Tonight was challenging.
Yeah.
Challenging. Buttons were being pushed and nothing was happening. Yes, we will be cleaning the computer later tonight.
November 10th, next week, we will be back.
Yeah, we're coming back and we're going to have great stuff coming up.